Hello and welcome to my 9th crochet podcast episode. It's been a busy few weeks, not least because I've had my birthday. I had a really good weekend. It was just last Saturday there and I've got lots to show you from that. So I'm going to dive in with a finished thing, which is my crochet appliques, the sunshine and shower set, and I've sewn them onto this red skirt. I'll come back a bit, you can see. I just thought it would be fun to brighten up this plain red skirt, and I've popped them on there. I wanted something flat that I could share them all on. Originally I'd intended to put them on my denim jacket, but with the new flowers on the back, which I'll show you in a minute, I just really don't think it was going to work. It would have just been too much, and the colours are slightly different as well. So I have this set. This one here was exclusive to my mailing list around this time last year. And then I decided I would add a raindrop and a cloud just to make the set when I release it. So I'm looking forward to releasing this pattern. I finished it, apart from a few details, I finished it yesterday. So I'm going to be sending that to my testers to test for me. The sunshine's already done. The raindrop will not need much testing because it's very, very similar. And the cloud is completely different. It's worked. They're all done in the amigurumi style, but the cloud is worked with a long chain of stitches and then you're working into both sides of it. So it's slightly different. And I've added little kawaii faces to them all. And as always with my patterns, there are variations for things that you could go ahead and make with it. So I've got quite a few interesting ones at the bottom of that. Including, I'm not going to include the actual pattern for it, but I have made an even smaller, I'm going to add it on once I've taken the photo. I've made an even smaller raindrop for here. I'm going to put it here. Won't that look good? So I'm not going to write the instructions for that one. I'm just going to leave that as a, if you've made this one, you should be able to make this one because it's just a few rounds less typey thing. So I'm going to leave it at that, because I'm always wanting to encourage people to take their crochet a step further, to just work outside, work beyond the pattern that's given and take it in your own direction. So I'm all for that. So if you're feeling adventurous, you should try making up a little mini one. It's got a little face. I haven't actually drawn on cheeks on this one, but I just used I think they were I'm looking across there, Winsor & Newton Pro markers for the faces. Yeah, so I'm pleased with how they have turned out. The raindrop in particular caused me a lot of headaches. Look at how many little raindrops I had to make. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 7 here. 7 in this pile. The first one was just way too big and it went across in rows at the top, so that one was discarded. And this one here I much preferred the shape, but decided it was huge, went a bit smaller. I was getting happier with it. It was a bit blunt across the top. Here is where I decided, yeah, we're getting there. And then I decided it had to go even smaller. So this is the finished one that I ended up with for that. And the cloud was just this one and then the actual one. So swings and roundabouts. This came out almost exactly as I pictured it would. And yeah, I'm happy with it. I think the big change from this one to the one that is the finished one is on the grey. I worked back loop only, and that gives it much better definition. It looks much more cloudy. Can you see? I've gone for back loop only, and it really highlights that edge around it, so I like that. In looking back, kind of things I wish I would change. If I was sewing it on something, I think, and it was a darker thing, I would sew it with a little piece of white behind it, a piece of white fabric or something, just so you don't see as much of the, you can see particularly here, see that wee row of spaces, and that would just even that out. That would be my one change. It didn't really happen so much in these ones because you weren't working more than once into the same space and making the chain and the stitches bigger, so it didn't really affect those ones. But as soon as I sewed it on, I thought, I wish I'd done that. So that's something you could do. This project has taken me way longer than I expected it to, so I am not going to go and unpick that and stick a bit of white under. I am not that bothered about it. But depending on what you were making it for, you might want to do that. I'll probably give this one as a giveaway when I've done with it, because the skirt doesn't actually fit me anymore. I love this red skirt, but it is just a tad too tight for me. I'm not going to keep it in my wardrobe in the off chance that I lose that little bit of weight. It'll just make me sad, because I do love the skirt. It's barely been worn actually. So yeah, look out for that as a giveaway. I might make a podcast giveaway actually, rather than an Instagram giveaway. Yeah, I'll do that on the next podcast. I think I'll have a think about exactly what I'm going to do. So tune in to the next episode. That'll be episode 10. Yeah, that would be nice. I often think up good ideas when I'm talking away here on the podcast. I had the raindrop idea. Was it the cloud idea? The cloud idea came to me when I was just chatting away on my podcast. And now, just off the top of my head, I've had a let's do a giveaway. Let's make it a podcast giveaway on the skirt. So yes, that one is finished. And I'm really pleased with how it eventually turned out. It's just, I think it wasn't so much that it was tricky. I think it was just that I kept doing a little bit here, and then there'd be a few days and then another little bit, and I just didn't have the continuity of sitting down and getting on with it in a big space of time. So yesterday afternoon I decided, right, I'm not going to do anything else this afternoon except finish that pattern, which I've almost done. I've got a couple of measurements. There's a few bits I haven't actually measured how big the finished raindrop and cloud end up, so I just want to pop those in, a little bit of tweaking on the layout, and it'll be done. And then I should be able to get the photos of that myself and not rely on my eldest to get those, because he's in the middle of end of year assessments, so it would add another few weeks, and I really want it, because it's called Sunshine and Showers, I really want it to be out in April. It's definitely sunny today. It's really nice. I've been out with the dog, and lovely and sunny, a bit blowy, so it's quite chilly, but it is sunny. And I have a cup of tea with me today, and it's not doing the drippy thing that on the last episode, and it's a Pucka revitalised one, which is really nice. It's got a bit of cinnamon and cardamom in it. Nice and refreshing. Okay, so I mentioned my birthday. So it was my birthday, and I got 3 crochet yarn related cards. Here is the first one. This is from my husband's uncle, Uncle Tony, and he's got Captain Marta, and he has transformed Captain America, I think, and put skeins of yarn and crochet. There's all sorts in it, look. Isn't it just amazing? He's gone to so much work. Here he is on the back page. This is him in a crocheted astronaut suit. That's Uncle Tony. He's really into his horses, so he's got this one, and I think there's one other page I haven't shown you. Oh yeah, look at this. So it's really lovely. He spends a lot of time on these cards, and we always enjoy getting them. We can feel that they've come in the post. We recognise his writing as well, and we're like, oh yes, it's a good thick Uncle Tony card. So yeah, thank you, Tony, if you're watching. So there was that one, and then my husband made me this one, which he's just wrapped yarn around, and he's found this. It is just, I think it's from a Molly Makes magazine. He's found this paper and cut me out a heart, and I thought that was quite sweet with the yarn. Good effort from him. And my eldest has made me this one. If I can get that in there, I think. So it is a collage. These bits have actually been painted. You've got the sort of, I think, painted and then scratched out with the end of a paintbrush to give this bit of a yarny effect. And knitting needles, simple, but a really nice design. I like that. So I was really chuffed to get some handmade cards. They're always lovely. I've got quite a few handmade Easter ones behind me as well. One of the little boys in my Sunday school made me this one. He's coloured it in, it's really nice. And I've got my happy hooky hens sitting here for Easter as well. I showed them on the last episode. So for my birthday, I decided to go up to Aberdeen for the day. Aberdeen is just over an hour depending on the train. So we had to change once on the way up, but on the way home we got straight back, and it was just over the hour from me up north. And we had a great day in Aberdeen. We went out for lunch in a lovely vegan cafe, and we went to Wool for You, which is just a bit further up the road from the vegan cafe. And I had a good time because I was wanting to choose yarn the day before my copy of Murit magazine had arrived. I think this is issue 2. It came out today for general release. I had pre-ordered it, so I got it on Friday there, which gave me good time to have a look through it and decide what I wanted to choose yarn for. And I've chosen this cowl, just a simple thing just to get started on. I was needing something quick. I felt like a quick project rather than a garment, so I decided on this one, which is called Claygan, and it's by Claudia Dingle, who is Sunbird Crochet on Instagram. So I was looking for some 4-ply for that, and I chose Titus by Ba-Ram-Yu. It's a lovely squishy yarn. It's 100% British fibre, and it's a blend of 50% Wensleydale long wool, 20% blue-faced Leicester, and 30% UK alpaca. And it is so soft, and it's quite hairy, which I was slightly concerned if it would hold the definition for the pattern I've chosen. And it has. It's worked out fine. I knew it would at least be cozy. Here we go. I've done the first, I don't know, 10 or so. Sorry, I'm trying to get the ball of yarn to balance on my knee. 10 or so rounds. And look, there we are. I added, it also gives you good instructions for if you want to make it wider or if you want to make it deeper. And I have gone 1 repeat wider. And it's really lovely. You can see there's a little hole in the centre of these bits. It'll need blocking. I think with a bit of blocking it will pull this a little. Ah yeah, you can see through it there. Isn't it going to be fab? It totally made me think of sea glass, especially with the colour I've chosen, and the theme for the magazine is clear waters. So I've been taking my photos alongside bits of sea glass that I've found, which is working out nicely. It's a typical sea glass kind of colour, I think. And it's working up fine. Very easy to remember, repeat. So it's good for me for the evenings, and now that I'm now into the second repeat, you can see it's just starting to form at the top. It'll be pretty straightforward. I can see now how the maths of it goes. As for starting, the pattern, you started with a chain, and I've actually done the foundation chain instead, and I've just done it as a foundation half treble. To me that made more sense moving forward than doing the foundation double crochet first. So I've done a foundation half treble, which gives a good stretch on it. It's not constricted at all. And I'll see at the end, I might also add crab stitch down this edge and the finished edge just to complete it. I'll see when I get further down the line. So hopefully I'll have done a bit more on that by the next podcast. And that wasn't my only yarny purchase. I bought 2 balls of squishy recycled yarn. It's called Wendy Knits Recycled, and it's made from 98% recycled bottles. There are pure colours that don't have these little flecks through, and they're 100% recycled bottles. The flecks give it a 2% viscose content. I decided to go for the flecked one, just because. Just because. And I'm going to make a hat, I think, with these 2 together. I think that would be a good hat with probably the darker colour as a band and then the paler colour on top, I'm thinking. I'm not going to touch it though until I have at least released the Sunshine and Showers pattern. So I'm going to finish off that and finish off my denim jacket as well, I think, before I even start this one. But I'll keep the ideas churning around in my head It's super chunky yarn, so whatever I make with it, it will be quick, which will make it quick for you as well. So keep your eyes peeled. I shall maybe even have something started by the next podcast in a couple of weeks' time. Looking forward to beginning with that. It does feel, I mean, I know I'm saying that this is soft. It's kind of a different kind of soft. It's smooth, kind of silky. It doesn't, you would think recycled bottles, it might feel a bit icky, but it feels really, really, really squishy soft. They're both very, very different. I'm trying to kind of feel and imagine that I don't know what they're like. This one has a slight more roughness to it. I guess a more natural feel, this one, and this one is just sort of smooth and silky soft. Yeah, it's really nice. I'm looking forward to how it works up. It was great to be up in Wool For You. It's a really nice shop up in the Rosemount area of Aberdeen, and they have a large range of yarn, just from your basic acrylics and synthetics. They've got a lot of cotton if you're into amigurumi or whatever you might want to make with cotton. They've got a lot of that. They've got a lot of sock wool, including the, what was it called? I can't remember now. I bought sock wool from them before. The Zauberball, that was it. Yeah, the one that changed colours. It was a greenish one that I made some socks in around Christmas time. They've got that, and they've got some pure wools, of course. So yeah, and all sorts of bits and pieces. I also got Reach, this cute little tin, which is one of the Emma Ball designs. It just got a wee sliding, go the right way around? Yeah, wee sliding lid on it. Haven't put anything in it yet. Probably just little stitch markers. But that is a sweet little tin. So I treated myself to that one as well. Okay, little sip of tea, and then I'll show you the next thing. Which is my denim jacket. It's not finished, but I've been wearing it. I wore it just to the beach just before this. I came here, but look. So I've done most of, sorry, itchy nose, I get fibre or something up my nose. I've done most of that panel. I'm going to finish just down to here, finish this panel off completely, and that'll be that. So it's quite slow going. I think the first weekend I started it, which was not last weekend, but the weekend before, I started sewing on the flowers, probably immediately after this podcast, pretty much actually, the last podcast episode. And it took me most of the weekend to get 4 or 5 flowers on, so pretty slow going, stitching them on. I guess because the denim is quite thick to work through and to hold, and just the surface, I guess the surface edge of them is, particularly in ones like this that go right in, the surface edge is large. So believe it or not, the biggest ones, these big fat flowers, are much quicker because they haven't got all those little kind of in bitties. So I've been wearing it as I've been going along, and I've been getting a lot of compliments, which is lovely. Someone even said I like the crocheted flowers on your jacket, so yay! Bonus points to them for knowing it was crochet. That was really nice, and I am really, really happy with it. So you can see I've got the sun face on here, and if I pop them on, you can see it would probably just be, I kind of wanted to have that on, and the 2 or 3 raindrops getting smaller going down the sleeve, but I think with this already, I think it was just going to be too much. So I'm just going to keep this one. That one goes. Yeah, no, it's just too much. Which is sad. I quite like the idea. But never mind. I'm really happy with this. Still haven't even really turned my thoughts to the inside. Here's my stitching on the inside. I think I do have some large pieces of Liberty, so I just need to have a think about how exactly I'm going to remove that right to the edge so that I don't end up with a bulky bit without ruining the integrity of the jacket, obviously. But yeah, we'll worry about that once all the flowers are on. And hidden under there I've got Molly Makes Look with Denim Jacket with stuff on it. So it's obviously in trend at the moment, which I didn't know because this has been my plan since the end of last year. I got the yarn in the January sale there, so yeah, obviously I'm trending. The yarn for this one is Hobbii yarn, and it's the 8/4 cotton. Right, one last look at that. And it's going to add a nice cozy layer actually. It's quite thick. And I will put some little, just I think one round, a magic circle with probably 6 and then 12 worked in it. I'm going to pop them in the larger gaps just to fill those spaces. But yeah, it's going fine. I've got quite a bit of OCD about the colours and colours not touching and what goes where, but yeah, working through it and getting there. I'm well over halfway through, so probably about 2/3 of the way through. It's kind of hard to show you on the screen there, but yeah, about 2/3 of the way through I think, and I'm happy with that. Which leaves one last whip to share with you. Which is my Scrubby Blanket. And I put a marker in here. That's where I was 2 weeks ago today. This is Thursday, 21st of April. So 2 weeks ago today I was here. So I've done a fair bit on it. It is pretty quick to make up. I would probably have done more if I hadn't been working on the new cowl and the flowers. I would probably have got even more done. And I've just realised I don't actually have this across there. I'm going to dive in a minute. I've not got my knitting with me, so I do have another whip. I knew I did. I was setting them all up here on the bench beside me and I was thinking there is something else. Yeah, I see it over there. I've got my knitting project as well. So this one is a double knitting scrappy blanket using all sorts of pure wool from my stash. So it's mostly just pure wool with a mix of some alpaca thrown in, some merino. There's a few bits which are 80/20 double knitting sock yarn as well, like that pink. But that'll all work out fine. So there's no cotton and there's no pure acrylic in it. It's just my double knitting odds and ends. And I'm really liking it. It's growing. There we go. And this one will be up on my blog. I've already got 2, she says holding up 3 fingers. I've already got 2 scrappy blankets up on the blog, and I will add this one to the mix as well. And I'll make it so that it's available for different sizes and different yarn weights like the last one. I had a question actually. Somebody emailed me just a few days ago with a question on that one, and I'd made an error on the last one. I just transposed a couple of numbers. So if you have started on that blanket and you had an issue with the numbers, if you're on Ravelry and you got it from Ravelry, then you should have an email with the update on that one. And if you were looking at it on my blog, which is an ad-free blog, the whole pattern is there on the blog. I've just updated the blog post with the correct numbers on there. So if you're making it, or you've already started making it, or maybe you were getting stuck on the numbers, then that should help you out. There, yeah. Okay, I'm going to dive across and get my knitting. It has, otherwise it'll annoy me. I'm going to go, no, I'm not going to dive because otherwise I will end up hitting cables. I will go now. So I have finished sock 1. There we go, if I come back a bit. It's definitely going to need blocked, and the sock blocker I have for this length is far too narrow, and it has also got a bit bunched up in my yarn bag. So I'm going to have to give it a soak and a block and just block it flat once I've done the other one. I will block them together, and that will really show off the cable pattern. Look, it's really nice. Really enjoying this one. Definitely not one to do in the evening. I've been working on it when I am more awake and paying attention, because there have been a few occasions where I've had to undo a whole round of cables, and that's hard for me especially. It is hard, so try not to do that. Annoyingly, I made the same mistake on both socks in the same place. You'd think I would have learnt. So that sock is finished, and I'm on to the second one, which I think was maybe about here. I did I put that marker in? I might have done. So maybe about here on the last one, last podcast day. So I have done some. I'm now at the bottom of the heel flap. Just gonna pull that needle along. I did all this bit here on the train to Aberdeen and back, which was good because it's a straightforward purl all the way, and then knit one, slip one on the knit side to give it that nice. It's not stretchy, and it's more hard wearing, what you get from that. So I'm ready to turn the heel, which is definitely not a late at night thing, which is why they have just been stuck. So I need to, first thing in the morning probably, turn the heel and then get onto the gusset and the gusset decreases. And I know from the last one that as soon as I was about halfway down the gusset, actually, they really sped up, because you've got the pattern on the upper foot and the back is just plain stockinette. So that bit goes really quick, and then it's not many stitches on this one. And the cabling is only one round, and then you just go round once, and then the next round, and then there's 3 rounds where you don't do any cabling, and then that repeats. So it's not, cables aren't every round. And I love how the toe finished with the ribbing going all the way up. That worked really well, I think. So these are Canarva socks. The pattern's called Canarva, and it is by Rachel Coopy of Coop Knits Yarns. And that one I'm really enjoying. The yarn I'm using is For the Love of Yarn, which is a Glasgow-based company, and it is a superwash mix with yak and silk, which is very, very soft. Now, I think that is all the projects I was going to show you. So I have been fairly busy. I love it when I can look back actually over the couple of weeks and see what I've done. It's a good way to notate, is that the word I'm looking for? Keep track of what I've been doing, and yeah, I hope you've enjoyed seeing them with me. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments. I always love to see your comments, and anything else you want to comment on, anything you'd like to see in the podcast, then let me know. One thing I am going to be doing next week is a load of videos. So if there's any crochet technique that you'd like to see me do in a video, then leave a comment below or get in touch with me via email, which is crochet@martamitchelldesigns.com. That's my email address, or you can get me on Instagram, marta.mitchell.designs. Send me a DM there. If there's anything you would like to see, I will be putting those up on YouTube. I've got some that I'm needing to do for upcoming pattern releases, and yeah, if there's anything else in the mix, then it's easy while I've got the equipment out to just crack on with them. I'll get my nails done again. I think I was hoping to do it this week, but first couple of days back this week I didn't get much done because birthday on Saturday. It was also my youngest's birthday on the Sunday, so he was 17 the day after my birthday. I'm not going to say how old I was, And that was Easter Sunday as well, and we had a big family meal at my mum and dad's with 24 of us, which was a lot of fun. There were a lot of us there, some family I hadn't seen in a long time, so it was really good to catch up with them all. And then Monday I popped up to help my mum and dad tidy up the mess, which we got done by late morning, so it wasn't too bad. And then Tuesday, I run a toddler group on a Tuesday morning in the town here, so that was taken up with that. And then I was just kind of getting my head back into, right, I need to do some more crochet based things in the afternoon. And we went a cycle as well. My husband had the day off, so we went out for a cycle. And Wednesday, yesterday, I got back into things. Loads of emails and things to reply to in the morning, and then I got on with the sunshine and showers pattern in the afternoon. And this morning I've been writing my next mailing list email, so I did that this morning, and now this, and then I'll do some editing and flop with my crochet later. Definitely back to this one. I'm going to settle back with this one once I've got the podcast up on YouTube. So thank you for watching today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.